Good afternoon. We're back. Or I'm back.
I'm certainly back. And we have actually a couple of members of our team back, which is very exciting.
It is social distancing back, so
Apart from us.
so I've got to make my own cup of tea, which isn't nice. But so late last night we got a curveball thrown at us. I did a really quick, rushed live, and then panicked that I was on a different page, and then that's why it suddenly cuts off. And so hopefully you got the gist of it, that we have been given the green light to now resume face-to-face viewings and valuations, obviously being as safe as we possibly can with social distancing and PPE wherever necessary.
So we've put an update on the page as well. Did that this morning, quite early. So if you scroll down the page, you'll see the written update. We just thought we'd appraise you in person so that you can see that we're actually here. I've of course got some notes, to refer to, but over the last few weeks, and we've already said this a few times, haven't we? We've had lots and lots of requests for viewings. In the main part, buyers have completely understood that they can't do the viewing then, but they've looked at a forward booked viewing. And Edward, our client executive, he spent all day on the phone today, phoning down a list of probably 60 people to try and get people booked in at some time in the future. Now, we do have some restrictions on viewings, so I wanted to make sure you're aware of that. So one of them is how many viewings we can do. Now, we've not been given specific guidelines, unless it gets updated today.
But there have been guidelines with the week.
Yeah, so we probably don't want to be doing back-to-back viewings to safeguard, everybody. So we're probably going to be looking at maybe one viewing a day. Now, because the houses that we show are quite large, it's unlikely we're going to be inundated on one particular day anyway, so we can space those out. And in the main, we do the viewings as opposed to owners, so we can obviously make sure we're controlling the safeguarding measures there as well.
A couple of things. We've created a health and safety policy that we send over to viewers prior to them seeing the home, and they have to confirm to us that they agree with it all and send it back to us. A couple of things to note on there is that a maximum of 2 people, so one of our member team and 2 others in any property at one time, and that's again one of ours. It's not come from anywhere else, and those 2 people need to come from the same household. One policy that does come from government and from whoever makes these rules is anyone that has had to self-isolate or had any kind of symptoms in the last 14 days need to tell us about it, and they obviously will not be able to view. So it's by them having to confirm that with us, we're hoping that everyone tells the truth, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, they do, I'm sure. We've got personal protective equipment. Just grab us a mask, could you please, Tim?
You're going to style it. And obviously the interesting part is that viewing the homes won't touch any surfaces, won't touch any doors, and will stay 2 metres away from our team members or wherever possible. And if they want to see inside the cupboard, our team member will open that.
Yeah, we're going to try and get with gloves,
yes.
Either us or the client, the homeowner is going to open the doors and the cupboards, so we shouldn't have to handle any surfaces at all. And we're going to ask all our homeowner clients to make sure that they've thoroughly cleaned all surfaces and everything.
Yeah.
This is what our lovely mask looks like. Phil wanted to get them branded, but we're not. They've got a little bit of metal on the top to help them stay close to your nose, and we'll be wearing those on viewings and asking and supplying the viewers with those too, and gloves as well, which are one-use gloves.
Yeah.
We've got hand sanitizer and wipes as well.
Yeah, and we know that there are different opinions out there. We have experienced them today, and we feel it ourselves. All we can do is make it as safe as we possibly can for our team, our clients, and for viewers, which we think we've done.
Yeah, I think so. And I think other people are appreciative of the measures we've taken as well. In the main, viewers have wanted to carry on viewing and buy, and sellers have wanted viewings to take place so they can get their own moving plans back in place again. And so we're just trying to accommodate what everybody wants and at the same time stay safe. So just to run through those again, this is all about safe viewings, PPE, limits on viewings, time limits on viewings. That's going to be a harder one for us to do. It was suggested, the time limits, but it's not been enforced. It's not one of the guidelines as far as we know.
No, I was going to put in the health policy, but Some of our homes you can get around in 5 minutes. I think in Annandale that went on that live today. Some of them it's going to take an hour, so it's very difficult. But what I've said is that it's as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Fast
So we
as
don't
reasonably
kind of
possible.
linger for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Viewings to be contactless wherever possible, and distance viewings to try and keep our distance with the buyers.
Yeah. And you need to be in a position to make an offer that day in order to view. To be in a suitable buying position.
So if you have, or a viewer or buyer has a house still to sell that they need to sell in order to be able to move, we're not going to be allowing that person to do viewings at the moment, just to try and keep viewings to a minimum, that's all. And of course, when they are ready to buy, we'll be there and be able to arrange that for them.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about valuations?
We're also allowed to do face-to-face valuations, which probably came as a little bit of a surprise to us, to be honest. We already have an almost full diary next week, which is great for us and for the economy, and for the area, for the market. So the way we're going to go about that is, again, we send a document to the people that have requested evaluation to see how they feel in terms of the PPE we wear, the PPE they require, and any specifics that they are concerned about.
There's been 2 occasions actually, just today, we've been asked to go and value an empty house, and we have suggested that we go on our own, but actually the owner has wanted to be at least in the vicinity to be able to explain other things, and that's fine as long as we all feel safe. That's completely understandable if the owner wants to be there too.
Yeah, and really we now we're visiting a few houses a week. We're probably the ones that are most the ones that carry the risk, and therefore as long as we're wearing the right equipment, then should be fine.
Well, we've always said from the beginning of this, it's actually, I think it's more dangerous to go to Tesco than it is to go and show a house to 1 or 2 people. But it's just all elements of risk, and we feel like we've done everything we can to mitigate that.
Yeah, obviously the argument is that we can go and show someone the house, but we cannot go and see our family. The reason being is that going to see family affects the whole country, and therefore everyone sees each other. But obviously with the housing market, it's probably less than 5% of the country will meet. So
yeah. Homes waiting to go on the market. We had quite a few homes that were just about to launch just before lockdown, and our advice to the homeowners, which they all accepted, was don't go on the market just now. Wait until we can actually arrange viewings on your home, and then it has the most impact. So we are putting homes live on a daily basis at the moment that we've already photographed, and we're arranging photography viewings as well for those that we're ready to photograph and ready to go on the market in the next few days or a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so 3 have gone live today, and I think they went live about 10 minutes ago. We've already had 2 calls, so that's
which is great.
kind of level.
There were certain homes when we were under lockdown that actually got a lot of inquiries about, and some that didn't get any at all, and that could reverse over the next few weeks. It could be that some houses look great online to people who are cooped up in houses they don't want to be in, and other houses might need to get interest over the next few months. We'll just have to see how it plays out. One thing we're not expecting though is a drop in prices, because from what we can see there's going to be a bigger demand than supply, and that might be short-lived. So if you're thinking about selling right now is a really good time to sell, we think, certainly over the coming sort of 3-4 months. We don't know what's going to happen to the housing market after that. We could just tell you that right now there's a huge amount of interest.
What's interesting as well is on the 23rd of March, when all this kicked off, we had 3 or 4 buyers pull out of the purchases. 2 of those today have actually gone back together, or are likely to get back together. We'll find out more tomorrow. So it's interesting that people naturally take a step back when something goes wrong, but really it probably hasn't had the economical effect on people. Obviously has on the economy, but on individuals themselves that many people thought, and therefore they're ready to go again.
I think a lot of people feel like for them individually and personally and financially, the worst is over. They know the worst, and so if they've come through that, they've closed their business and now they may be looking to reopen, or they had investments that haven't really changed in value, whatever it is, whatever the reason, they maybe feel that actually it wasn't as bad as I thought, and it's the uncertainty that stops somebody making an offer. Once they're certain about their situation, it's much easier for them to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's usually 17 homes every single week that sell in Cumbria. 17 homes. So, lockdown, 10 weeks, 170 homes that didn't actually go ahead and sell. So that's what I mean about the supply demand.
10 weeks. Where have you been? You've been on lockdown longer than
I can't do it times 7.
What, 7 times 7? 7 times, what is it, 30? You say 17.
Do your maths offline.
It's not difficult anyway.
Like 10-ish then,
109.
okay. 140, 150.
9.
There's a lot that haven't gone ahead and sold, and those people probably do need to sell. We have a lot of discretionary buyers and sellers, so our market is slightly different. If you're living in a two-bed terrace and you need to move to a 3-bed semi, there's usually a pressing reason why, and that is probably going to go ahead over the next few months. When you're selling a house to a second homeowner or selling a house for a second homeowner, then there isn't the urgency, so those people can hang on and get a better price, and the people who are buying are usually prepared to pay a better price to have a premium property in the Lake District. And I think that was all the things we want to update you on, really. We're taking advice, obviously sometimes on a daily basis, because that did catch us a little bit by surprise last night. We've literally
Quite a
written
good
out,
surprise.
it was a very nice surprise.
But
We've
we
written
should
out a whole update, and now we had to rewrite it this morning at 6 o'clock. So the guidelines that are coming out are changing all the time, and of course we're keeping abreast of it. So just like you, we're watching the daily updates, but we're also getting from various member bodies in the property industry, like the National Association of Estate Agents, Property Mark, like the Guild of Professional Estate Agents. These bodies are people that are putting out information all the time. Most of it is not conflicting, most of it is in alignment, and so we're following those guidelines very closely. So there's a lot of support for us as an industry, which is great. We know we're a really important part of the economy. We do a lot of tax collecting for Mr. Johnson, and let's face it, he needs it at the moment. So we're in a good position to be able to help the economy get going. And actually just today, we've handed over the keys, social distancing of course, to a brand new house. And the first thing that the seller said was, what can I buy next to develop? So that is creating its own little microeconomy. It's employing construction staff, it's employing local people, giving very, much needed wages to local people, and then that stays in the economy, which is really important to us.
Yeah, we're a good indication on the economy as a whole and how it's going to look over the next couple of months. The word recession is a scary word that actually means 2 quarters that have had a decline in GDP. It doesn't actually mean what a lot of people think it means. So of course we're going to go into a recession because we've been in lockdown for 7 weeks, which crosses over 2 quarters, which is going to have a technical recession.
Yeah, but technical recession and how people actually feel are 2 different things. We're very, very lucky in our area, let's face it, where we are mostly, I won't say immune, but we're definitely protected from the economic fallout. As soon as our hospitality industry starts getting going again and people come back and visit the lakes, however you feel about that, there's going to be a lot of people that are now spending money in the Lake District that haven't been able to for the last few weeks. So I think that things are going to move on quite quickly when things get open again.
Yeah.
But we're here to help and guide you. I've had lots and lots of messages from people who were thinking about selling and wondering what to do next. Sorry, my dog's scratching the carpet. He does that every time we go on a live. He's making a little nest for himself. I've had lots and lots of messages personally on Facebook. If that's the way you prefer to get in touch with me or Phil personally, that's absolutely fine. If you'd like to send us an email, we're both available on email anytime you want. Phil at or Sam at ashdownjones.co.uk. If you don't know who you want to speak to here, just send it to team at, and it's usually Edward that picks that one up. Or if you want to give us a call, they're no longer routed to my mobile. So they're 015394, which is the Windermere code, 88811, and we're here on that. What?
Just making sure you got it right, which you did, so well done.
So yeah, get in contact anytime you want. Any question you want, no question is too stupid, I promise. Edward himself has been on the phone to one concerned gentleman for about 45 minutes today, reiterating everything that we've been saying. So some people need guidance and support and reassurance, and hopefully we're doing a good job of that. So get in touch if you need anything at all, and we look forward to seeing you in person, we hope, over the next few weeks. Bye for now.